Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 12, Chapter 11, Text 49. In the matter of the summary description of the Mahapurusha. Valakilya Sahasrani Shashtir Brahmarushayo Mala Purato Abhimukam Yanti Stuvanti Stutibir Vibhum. Facing the chariot, the 60,000 Brahmana sages known as Valakilyas travel in front and offer prayers to the Almighty Sun God with Vedic mantras. Valakilyas, 60,000 Brahmana sages. They're all sages. And facing the chariot, that means they are traveling backwards and offer prayers to the Almighty Sun God with Vedic mantras. Evam hi anadi nidano Bhagavan Harir Ishvara kalpe kalpe swam atmanam vyuhalokan avati aja. For the protection of all the worlds, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, who is unborn and without beginning or end, thus expands himself during each day of Brahma into the specific categories of his personal representations. Thus end the purports of the humble servants of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada to the 12th canto, 11th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam entitled Summary Description of the Mahapurusha. So in this we see that this 6 categories of people go along with a different sun god. There are different sun gods. Vasishta is the sage, Varuna is the sun god. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead, manifesting his potency of time as the sun god, travels about in each of the 12 months, beginning with Madhu, to regulate planetary motion within the universe. Traveling with the sun god in each of the 12 months is a different set of 6 associates. So Krishna is manifesting his potency of time as the sun god. So is a representation and the expansion of the Lord. But there is not only one sun god, there are 12 sun gods. That's why there in the mantra, there is some Surya mantra, and that he's got different names. Maybe it is these. So that is Surya Narayana, who is manifesting his potency of time as the sun god. Okay, so that's something very revealing. Thus end the purports of the humble servants of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, to the 12th canto, 11th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam entitled Summary Description of the Mahapurusha. We always thought that there was only one sun god. But here he says that every month a person, it's a position which is taken by different people in the universe. Even Varuna is sun god, unless he's a different Varuna. No, must be the same. Thus, throughout the 12 months, the Lord of the Sun travels in all directions with his 6 types of associates, disseminating among the inhabitants of this universe purity of consciousness for both this life and the next. That means for that whole month, he is the sun god. All these personalities are the opulent expansions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, in the form of the sun god. So that is the thing, that there are so many sun gods and they're all expansions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. These deities take away all the sinful reactions of those who remember them each day at dawn and sunset. And that is why we chant the Gayatri mantra at dawn and sunset, and also at noon, remembering the sun god. Okay. The topics of Srimad Bhagavatam summarized. This is chapter 12, and this is the last chapter. No, there's one more, the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. So the topics of Srimad Bhagavatam summarized. In this chapter, Sri Suta Goswami summarizes the subjects discussed in Srimad Bhagavatam. The Supreme Lord Sri Hari personally removes all the distress of a person who hears about his glories. Whatever words glorify the innumerable transcendental qualities of the personality of Godhead are truthful, auspicious, and conducive to piety, whereas all other words are impure. Discussions of topics concerning the Supreme Lord bestow ecstasy, which remains constantly new, but persons who are like crows become absorbed in unessential topics, those unrelated to the personality of Godhead. By chanting and hearing the countless names of Lord Sri Hari, which describe his glorious qualities, all human beings can be relieved of their sins. Neither knowledge devoid of devotion for Lord Vishnu, nor fruitive work not offered to him have any real beauty. By constant remembrance of Lord Krishna, on the other hand, all one's inauspicious desires are destroyed. One's mind is purified, and one attains devotion for Lord Sri Hari, along with knowledge filled with realization and detachment. Suta Goswami then states that previously in the assembly of Maharaja Parikshit, he heard from the mouth of Sri Shukadeva Goswami the glories of Sri Krishna, which annihilate all sinful reactions, and that now he has related these glories to the sages at Naimisaranya. By hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, the spirit soul is purified and obtains salvation from all sins and all kinds of fear. Through the study of this scripture, one achieves the same result as that achieved by one who studies all the Vedas, and one also achieves the fulfillment of all desires. By studying with a controlled mind this essential compilation of all the Puranas, one will reach the supreme abode of the personality of Godhead. Every verse of the scripture, Srimad Bhagavatam, contains the narrations of Lord Sri Hari, who has innumerable personal forms. Finally, Sri Suta offers obeisances to the unborn and unlimited Supreme Soul Sri Krishna, as well as to Sri Sukadeva, the son of Vyasa, who is capable of destroying the sins of all living beings. Suta Uvacha, Namo Dharmaya Mahate, Namah Krishnaya Vedase, Brahmanebhyo Namaskritya, Dharman Vakshe Sanatanan. Suta Goswami said, offering my obeisances to the supreme religious principle, devotional service, to Lord Krishna, the supreme creator, and to all the Brahmanas, I shall now describe the eternal principles of religion. In this 12th chapter of the 12th canto, Suta Goswami will summarize all the topics of Srimad Bhagavatam, beginning from the first canto. Just imagine the 12th canto is so nectarian. But normally people think 12th canto means, oh, it's all about Kali Yuga. That is only one chapter. And so they hardly, this is hardly discussed, but it's really nectarian. And so much knowledge that is missed out. That about the sun god, we thought there is one sun god. There are 12 sun gods. And they're all expansions of the Supreme Lord. And then all these, how they travel every day with their so many people accompanying them, 6. They keep on changing every month, and then the Balakalyas and all these things. It's etad va katitam vipra Vishnu's charitam adbhutam bhavadbir yad aham prishto naranam purushochitam. O great sages, I've narrated to you the wonderful pastimes of Lord Vishnu as you inquired about them from me. Hearing such narrations is the suitable engagement for a person who's actually a human being. Those who are not listening are not human beings because they are interested in all material things which are animalistic, which is related to the body. An animal, difference between animal and human is only this: animal has no awareness of soul. The words Naranam Purushochitam indicate that men and women who actually come to the standard of human life hear and chant the glories of the Supreme Lord, whereas uncivilized persons may not be interested in the signs of God. So don't get carried away by those who are very sophisticated externally, but they are atheists. They are nothing but dvipad pashu, two-legged animals. Anybody who is not interested in hearing of the glories of the Supreme Lord is uncivilized and and he's not a human being. Atra sankirtita sakshat sarva papa haro hari narayano hrishikesho bhagavan sattvatam pati. This literature fully glorifies the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, who removes all his devotees' sinful reactions. The Lord is glorified as Narayana, Rishikesha, and the Lord of the Sattvatas. Lord Krishna's many holy names indicate his extraordinary transcendental qualities. The name Hari indicates that the Lord removes all sins from the heart of his devotee. Harna means to steal. So Krishna steals all, he has only these things to steal from us. I mean, that is, he removes all our sins and the dirt from the heart of his devotee. Narayana indicates that the Lord sustains the existence of all other beings. Sustainer, Ayana, Nara, the one who sustains the human beings. Rishikesha indicates that Lord Krishna is the ultimate controller of the senses of all living beings. So that is what we should pray to Rishikesha. Please control my senses. You control. I'm not able to control. The word Bhagavan indicates that Lord Krishna is the all-attractive supreme being. And the word Sattvatam Pati indicates that the Lord is naturally the master of saintly and religious people, especially the members of the exalted Yadu family. So this literature fully glorifies the Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari, who removes all his devotees' sinful reactions. The Lord is glorified as Narayana, Rishikesha, and the Lord of the Sattvatas. Actually, some people, especially when those who try to convert, they come and tell, "Oh, your Lord steals. What kind of God is he? He's stealing and all that." So you can say, yes, he can steal all our dirt and sinful desires in our heart. He is definitely a stealer. Hari. Atra Brahma Param Guhyam Jagata Prabhavapayam Dhyanam Cha Tad Upakyanam Proktam Vijnana Samyutam. This literature describes the mystery of the supreme absolute truth, the source of the creation and annihilation of this universe. Also presented a divine knowledge of him, together with the process of its cultivation and the transcendental realization one achieves. So the mystery of actually it's very, very mysterious, right? We don't even learn about that in our educational system. Nothing is, this is the most mysterious knowledge and the source of creation and annihilation of this universe. Actually, in the beginning, when I heard Prabhupada, he used to say, no need to teach all these mundane knowledge, just teach some languages and arithmetic and a little and geography. That's enough. He didn't even say history because it's all nonsense. Anyway, bunkum. And science, not too much, just a little bit. And everything connected with Krishna. And I used to wonder how we can do like that. modern times, because simply we dump people with so much knowledge. But this knowledge of Krishna coming from the Vedas is real knowledge. And that is what is sustaining everyone. And now in today's world, people study so much. And then things are not getting any better. It's getting worse. Our health is down, economy is down, we have to work hard, and there are no nice relationships, family life is down. What progress have we made? They must analyze, no, introspect. And whereas those days when the Lord, when all knowledge was given, Brahmanas were the enlightened people who studied the Shastras, and our civilization was so advanced. Also presented a divine knowledge of Him, together with the process of its cultivation and the transcendental realization one achieves. Bhakti yoga samakyato vairagyam cha tad ashrayam parikshitam upakyanam naradakyanameva. The following topics are also narrated: the process of devotional service, together with its subsidiary feature of renunciation, and the histories of Maharaja Parikshit and the sage Narada. Prayopavesho Rajarishir Viprasapat Parikshita Shukasya Brahmarishabhasya Samvadascha Parikshita. Also described as saintly King Parikshit's sitting down to fast until death in response to the curse of the Brahmana's son, and the conversations between Parikshit and Shukadeva Goswami, who's the best of all Brahmanas. Yoga Dharana Yotkranti Samvado Naradajayo Avataranubgitam cha Sarga Pradhanikograta. The Bhagavatam explains how one can attain liberation at the time of death by practicing fixed meditation and yoga. It also contains a discussion between Narada and Brahma, an enumeration of the incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and a description of how the universe was created in a progressive sequence beginning from the unmanifested stage of material nature. Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura explains that it would be difficult to give a complete list of the numerous accounts and topics contained in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Therefore, it is understood that Suta Goswami is merely summarizing the topics. We should not consider the topics he fails to mention here less important or superfluous, since every letter and word of Srimad Bhagavatam is absolute Krishna conscious sound vibration. The Bhagavatam explains how one can attain liberation at the time of death by practicing fixed meditation and yoga. Bhagavatam is saturated with the knowledge about the Lord and the practice of devotional service and great exalted devotees. So naturally, it automatically, anybody who reads Bhagavatam will become a devotee. There's no doubt about it. And Bhagavad Gita, of course, one becomes serious in Krishna, to know more about it, to surrender to Krishna. But Srimad Bhagavatam makes one a real pure devotee, wants to perform pure devotional service because there is nothing but the Supreme Lord. One is convinced by that. And especially if you read Prabhupada's books, then there is no way a person will not get liberated and go back home, back to Godhead. Vidurodhava Samvada Kshatri Maitreya Purana Samhita Prashno Mahapurusha Samstiti. This scripture also relates the discussions Vidura had with Uddhava and Maitreya. Inquiries about the subject matter of this Purana and the winding up of creation within the body of the Supreme Lord at the time of annihilation. So creation, annihilation are also topics in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Tataha prakritika sarga saptavaikritikas ye tato brahmanda sambhutir vairaja purusho yata. The creation affected by the agitation of the modes of material nature, the 7 stages of evolution by elemental transformation, and the construction of the universal egg from which arises the universal form of the Supreme Lord. All these are thoroughly described. So this is the summary. Creation affected by the agitation of the modes of material nature, the 7 stages of evolution by elemental transformation, and the construction of the universal egg, from which arises the universal form of the Supreme Lord. All these are thoroughly described. Right? This is in the 5th canto. It's all described in great detail. Other topics include the subtle and gross movements of time, the generation of the lotus from the navel of Garbhodakshayi Vishnu, and the killing of the demon Hiranyaksha when the earth was delivered from the Garbhodaka ocean. Urdhvatiryag avaksargo Rudra sargas tataivacha Ardhanarishwarasyata Yatah swayam bhuvo manu. The Bhagavatam also describes the creation of demigods, animals, and demoniac species of life, the birth of Lord Rudra, and the appearance of Swayambhuva Manu from the half-man, half-woman Ishvara. Half-man, half Ardhanarishwara. That's why it says Ardhanarishwarasyata Yataha Swayambhuvo Manu. Half-man, half-woman Ishvara. The parents of Swayambhuva Manu were which Prajapati? It's mentioned there.
So actually, Mataji Hare Krishna. Actually, that is actually Brahma's body came. Satarupa and Swayambhuva, right? They are the one who comes. One male body and female body. But yes. I don't know why it is said here half lion and half woman and half man.
Maybe because they came together.
Maybe.
Like even Shiva and Parvati are known as Ardhanarishwara, no? Shiva is known. So like that, maybe because they came together from Brahma's body.
Maybe.
Maybe because of that.
Mataji Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Dandat.
Mataji, during that Rudra's appearance, Mataji, that time Brahma says, right, Mataji, like already you have 11 Rudranis and your places are all like arranged like that, he said. Maybe because of that, maybe, Mataji.
11 this has nothing to do with Shiva. This is Swayambhuva Manu. Okay. He appeared from the half-man, half-woman Ishvara. Anyway, next verse, it's talking about them. Shatarupa cha yastri nam adhya prakritir uttama santanu dharma patni nam kardamasya prajapati. Also related are the appearance of the first woman, Shatarupa, who was the excellent consort of Manu and the offspring of the pious wives of Prajapati Kardama. So Shatarupa is the wife of Swayambhuva Manu. So Swayambhuva Manu must have come from Brahma only. Half man, half woman, Ishvara. I don't know if it refers to Brahma. Ardhanari Ishvarasya. But he is not known as Ardhanari either. But all living entities have come from Brahma's body. Okay, we will investigate. What is this? I mean, if you...
I think 13th chapter talks about Brahma produces both Manu and Manu wife and husband, both mothers.
Okay. That's what they're coming from Brahma only. But they are saying that they were produced from the Ardhanarishwara. From the Ishvara who is half man, half woman. I don't know if Brahma, we never hear. Shiva is mentioned as Ardhanarishwara, but I don't know. Just Google Ardhanarishwara and see if it says Brahma and Shiva are called that.
Sure, Mataji.
Also related are the appearance of the first woman, Shatarupa. So she came along with Manu, and she is the first woman, excellent consort of Manu, the offspring of the pious wives of Prajapati Karadama. So she was the son of, Shatarupa was the daughter of Karadama Muni, Prajapati Karadama, and appearance of the first woman Shatarupa, who is the excellent consort of Manu, and the offspring of the pious wife of Prajapati Karadama. So Devahuti's daughter, she was, and she is the first woman. How can it be? Devahuti is the mother, then how is she the first woman?
Just
First
checking,
woman meaning, just like you
Different
say.
kalpa or something, Mataji.
No. First woman means, what? Kalpa?
Different kalpa or something like that, Mataji.
No,
Because
no.
all
Whenever she appeared, saying that she appeared from Ardhanarishwara and she was the first woman. Maybe. No, because, and she is the daughter of Devahuti, then how is she the first woman? Okay, we will check it out. We can go to the Bhagavatam and see how they appeared. Then we'll understand. Avataro Bhagavata Kapilasya Mahatmana Devahutyascha Samvada Kapilena Cha Dhimata. The Bhagavatam describes the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the exalted sage Kapila and records the conversation between that greatly learned soul and his mother Devahuti. Nava Brahma Samutpattir Dakshayagnya Vinashanam Dhruvasya Charitam Paschat Prito Prachina Barhisha Naradasya Cha Samvadas Tatah Prayavritam Dvija Nabes Tato Anucharitam Rishabhasya Bharatasya Cha. Also described are the progeny of the 9 great Brahmanas, the destruction of Daksha's sacrifice, and the history of Dhruva Maharaja, followed by the histories of King Prithu and King Prachina Barhi, the discussion between Prachina Barhi and Narada, and the life of Maharaja Priyavrata. Then, O Brahmanas, the Bhagavatam tells of the character and activities of King Nabi, Lord Rishabha, and King Bharata. Also, yes?
If I may disturb, Mataji. So, third canto of Bhagavatam, 12th chapter reads like this, Mataji, verse 52. While he thus absorbed in contemplation and was observing the supernatural power, 2 other forms were generated from his body. They are still celebrated as the body of Brahma. And the next verse is, the 2 newly separated bodies united together in a sexual relationship. Next verse says, one of them, the one who had the male form, became known as Manu named Swayambhuva, and the woman became known as Satarupa, the queen of the great soul Manu.
So that's what, I don't know, but it's offspring of the pious wives of Prajapati Karadama. That is confusing. But anyway, that's what. So Shatarupa and Swayambhuva Manu appeared
from Brahma.
From Brahma, and he is called as half man, half woman. Huh?
That is not described anywhere here, Mataji. The whole chapter.
These 2 came separately, no? Can you read that verse?
Yes, Mataji. I'll just read again. I'll read the previous verse also. O son of Kurus, when Brahma saw that in spite of the presence of sages of great potency, there was no sufficient increase in population, he seriously began to consider how the population could be increased. Brahma thought to himself, Alas, it is wonderful that in spite of my being scattered all over, there is still insufficient population throughout the universe. There is no other cause for this misfortune but destiny. While he was thus absorbed in contemplation and was observing this superpower and supernatural power, two other forms were generated from his body. They are still celebrated as the body of Brahma. The two newly separated bodies united together in a sexual relationship. Out of them, the one who had the male form became known as the Manu, named Swayambhuva, and the woman became known as Satarupa, the queen of the great soul Manu.
Okay, now it's clear. Shatarupa is the first woman, because before them nobody was there, because the four Kumaras also didn't do anything, and Shiva also went off in meditation, and Narada also one Muni. So only it is the very first Manu.
Devahuti is the daughter of Satarupa.
Yes, correct.
So Akuti, Devahuti, and Prasuti. These three were the daughters of Satarupa.
There is a little slight, change in way they've written. They have written Satarupa was the excellent consort of Manu and the offspring of the pious wives of Prajapati Karadama. So that is why there was the confusion. Their offspring was the pious wives of Prajapati Karadama. Oh, but Karadama Muni had only one wife. Anyway, so there is some confusion in the translation here. That is why. Okay. So because the one of them was the Devahuti, Akuti, Prasuti. I don't know if one of them married Daksha.
Yes, Mata. It says Akuti. That says the father Manu handed over his first daughter Akuti to the sage Ruchi, the middle daughter Devahuti to the sage Kardama, and the youngest Prasuti to Daksha.
Akuti to whom?
Akuti to Ruchi, sage Ruchi.
Which Rishi?
Ruchi, Ruca.
Ruchi. Okay.
And Devahuti to Kardama, Prasuti to Daksha.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. Otherwise, also described as the progeny of the 9 great Brahmanas. The destruction, the 9 great Brahmanas must be the husbands of the daughters of Devahuti, because they got, Kardama and Devahuti got 9 daughters, and they handed them over to 9 great Brahmanas. And so the progeny of them are mentioned, and the destruction of Daksha's sacrifice, and the history of Dhruva Maharaja, followed by the histories of King Prithu and King Prachina Barhi, discussion between Prachina Barhi and Narada, and the life of so Prachina Barhi was the last of the descendants of Dhruva Maharaja, whose father was Uttanapada, and his uncle Priyavrata then became the king. And then, Brahmanas, the Bhagavatam tells the character and activities of King Nabhi. Nabhi was the father of Lord Rishabha, and Bharata was the son of Rishabha. So all this. Dvipavarsha Samudranam Giri Nadi Upavarnanam Jyotis Chakrasya Samsthanam Patala Narakastiti. The Bhagavatam gives an elaborate description of the earth's continents, regions, oceans, mountains, and rivers. Also described are the arrangement of the celestial sphere and the conditions found in the subterranean regions and in hell. So all the planetary systems are described. Elaborate description of the Earth's continents, regions, oceans, mountains, and the earthly planetary system. Also, the arrangements of the celestial sphere, the Devaloka, and the subterranean or Patala regions, and in hell. Daksha Janma Prachetobhyas Tatputrinam cha Santati Yato Deva Suranaras Tiryan Naga Kagadaya. The rebirth of Prajapati Daksha as the son of the Prachetas and the progeny of Daksha's daughters, who initiated the races of demigods, demons, human beings, animals, serpents, birds, and so on. All this is described. So Prajapati Daksha First, he was born from Brahma, and then he lost his head. He got a goat's head, and then he gave up his life in that life because that was full of penance. What you can do with a goat's head? Though he got his intelligence, but still, that was not very spectacular. That life, he did tapasya, and then he was born again as the son of Prachetas. And again, he was known as Daksha only, and he was a Prajapati and the progeny of Daksha's daughters who initiated the races of demigods, demons, human beings, animals. Because in the first time when he came as Daksha, that time also he had 60 daughters, and then Sati was the youngest. And then that is when his head got cut off and all that. And rebirth as the son of the Prachetas and progeny of Daksha's daughters. Again, he got daughters, and who initiated, they were the ones who got, some of them, like Aditi, she got all the demigods, and Diti, she got all the demons, and also human beings, animals, serpents also. We know Garuda's mother is also daughter of Daksha. Bird, Garuda's mother, and serpent also. What is that name of Vasuki and all the anyway, they were co-wives of
Vinata and Kadruva, Mataji. Vinata and Kadruva, right?
Yeah, Kadru and Vinata. Yeah. And they were wives of Kashyapa Muni. So Kashyapa Muni was the wife, also Diti, Aditi, all this, birds and so on. All this is described. Swastrasya, I don't know how they felt giving birth to serpents, birds and all that. Anyway, Swastrasya Janma Nidhanam Putrayoscha Diterddvija Daiteshwarasya Charitam Prahradasya Mahatmana. O Brahmanas, also recounted are the births and deaths of Vritrasura and Diti's sons, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, as well as the history of the greatest of Diti's descendants, the exalted soul Prahlada. Okay. Manva antaranukhatanam Gajendrasya vimokshanam Manvantaravatarascha Vishnurhaya Hayashira Shiradaya. The reign of each Manu, the liberation of Gajendra, and the special incarnation of Lord Vishnu in each Manvantara, such as Lord Hayashirsha, are described as well. So every Manvantara, which is a period of 71 Yuga cycles. So there are 501 Manus in the day of Brahma. And so in each Manvantara, where one particular Manu reigns, there is one special incarnation of Lord Vishnu. And he is called the Manvantara incarnation. And so in this Manvantara, which is, what is his name? Starting with V, or Manu. And so, which Manu is that? Vaivashvata Manu. He is our current Manu, and the Manvantara incarnation is Vamanavatar. So like that, all that is described must be in the 8th canto, because it says the liberation of Gajendra and the special incarnations of Lord Vishnu in each Manvantara, such as Lord Hayashirsha, are described as well. Kaurmam Matsyam Narasimham Vamanam Cha Jagatpate Kshirodamatanam Tadvad Amritarte Divaukasam. The Bhagavatam also tells the appearance of the Lord of the universe as Kurma, Matsya, Narasimha, and Vamana, and of the demigods churning of the milk ocean to obtain nectar. Devasura Mahayuddham Rajavamsanukirtanam Ikshvaku Janmatad Vamsha Sudyamnasya Mahatmana. an account of the great battle fought between the demigods and the demons, a systematic description of the dynasties of various kings, and narrations concerning Ikshvaku's birth, his dynasty, and the dynasty of the pious Sudhyamna are all presented within this literature. Also related are the histories of Ila and Tara and the description of the descendants of the sun god, including such kings as Shashadha and Nriga. The histories of Sukanya, Sharyati, the intelligent Kakutstha, Katvanga, Mandhata, Saubari, and Sagara are narrated. That is in the 9th canto. Before, no, 8th canto is Sukanya and all that. And then 9th canto is Rama. Ramasya Kosalendrasya Charitam Kilvisap Sapaham Nimer Anga Parityago Janakanam Cha Sambhava. The Bhagavatam narrates the sanctifying pastimes of Lord Ramachandra, the king of Kosala, and also explains how King Nimi abandoned his material body. The appearance of the descendants of King Janaka is also mentioned. Okay. Then Ramasya Bhargavendrasya Nikshatri Karanam Bhuva Ailasya Soma Vamshasya Yayater Nahushasya Cha Daumanter Bharatasyapi Shantanostatsuttasya Cha Yayater Jeshtaputrasya Yadurvamsha Anukirtitha. The Srimad Bhagavatam describes how Lord Parashurama, the greatest descendant of Bhrigu, annihilated all the Kshatriyas on the face of the earth. It further recounts the lives of glorious kings who appeared in the dynasty of the moon god, kings such as Aila, Yayati, Nahusha, Dushmanta's son Bharata, Santanu, and Santanu's son Bhishma, also described as the great dynasty founded by King Yadu, the eldest son of Yayati. How Yatravatirno Bhagavan. Oh, it's already. Yeah, we'll stop now. So you can keep on reading Bhagavatam many times, and we'll always say, oh, I don't remember this. Again, we have to go back and read. So there's so much described in the Srimad Bhagavatam. We can't even describe the history textbooks. It's not enough. So many history books have been written just in the last few thousands of years or hundreds of years. And this Bhagavatam is the narration of beginning from creation up until now, and also different kalpas and all that. So imagine what a beautiful history textbook. This is real history, which can elevate man's consciousness. And as we do wonderful things, it is incorporated into the Srimad Bhagavatam. Like, for example, now they said that in the future, there will be Lord Chaitanya's pastimes incorporated into the Srimad Bhagavatam, and it will be called Gaura Bhagavat. I don't know who will write. Maybe in the next Satya Yuga, they will write it. So, as and when different incarnations come and their pastimes, they will also be included in the Srimad Bhagavatam. And actually, Srimad Bhagavatam must be endless because there's so many kalpas and so many unlimited avatars of the Lord. Everything is not included in this. So this is not complete. And we have only 18,000 verses. In the Devaloka, much bigger for them, the Srimad Bhagavatam. So, and it is the transcendental literature. Because even though it describes their material activities on this earth, it is all in connection with the Supreme Lord. And so, and their devotion to Him and all their activities filled with devotion, or or their victory over the asuras. That is also there. There are mention of asuras also, but then they are completely conquered and destroyed by the Supreme Lord. And so that is why it gives us a lot of faith, fearlessness, hope, and the positive thing that, yes, if we continue worshipping Krishna, it's not that in Kali Yuga nothing works, only lies are winning. That is not true. Some people think that, all these good things will happen only in previous lives. In this age, it is Kali's Yuga. So Kali only will be successful. That's what some people think. Then why is Bhagavatam given for Kali Yuga? To nullify that and to give faith in us that no, Supreme Lord is the Lord at all times. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also came to establish that the Lord is not, disappeared or hiding in Kali Yuga. He is very much there. And so just by chanting Hare Krishna mantra, we are associating with that incarnation, sound incarnation of the Lord. And by reading Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, then we become fully charged by his presence. And we develop devotion to the Lord and full faith. Every day, that's why Prabhupada, he introduced Srimad Bhagavatam morning class. And he said it's like a vaccination. To go into the outside world, you need some strong dose to disinfect us from materialistic thoughts and, to not be affected by the association. Imagine every day we chant nicely, read Srimad Bhagavatam, and we go and do the work. Then we won't even realize that we are doing some material work, something we're just doing, but Krishna is the one you're thinking about. And everything happens very nicely, joyfully, in a very spiritual way. That is the mysticism or yoga. Mysticism of the yogi. Yoga is to connect with the Lord. And when you connect with the Lord, you get mystic powers. Yogis think that it's their own powers. So they are misled. But bhaktas, they know that it's mystic power of Krishna. And so they're not bewildered and start thinking I'm like God and all that. The yogis have the danger because they want to feel that I've got mystic power. Like Krishna, they want to feel that power. And so it's Krishna who gives. But they start thinking that I'm now very powerful. On the other hand, bhaktas are also powerful, but they don't even try to be powerful or anything. Whatever they want to serve Krishna, they want to do their duty, and all amazing things happen by Krishna's potency. And so the devotee is always in bliss. That is our position, to be a servant and only do what Krishna is telling us. That is our only thing. Even when we are in this material body, and the Bhagavad Gita says that, a self-realized soul understands that he is not doing anything. He's just seated here in the heart. The Kshetrajna, he knows the body. Knows the body means, yes, he's aware. This is the material body. And the other Kshetrajna is the Supreme Lord. Now he knows that in this body, so many things are happening, both physically in the body as well as in the mind. So many things are happening. But in illusion, we are thinking, I am only doing it. But that is material energy is making us do these things and then think that I'm doing it. So then what is this? We are not the doers of anything. We are the doers as servants of Krishna. If you obey, if you connect with Krishna and we do everything for the pleasure of Krishna, then we are really doing something. Otherwise, we are serving Maya. Maya makes us think I'm this body and makes us do all foolish things. And sometimes, of course, we do some good pious things and we enjoy, but we forget Krishna. So that is this thing of Maya. And that time we are serving Maya by thinking I'm the body and I'm only doing everything. And on the other hand, we surrender to Krishna and then we are a servant of Krishna. That is truth and reality, and we become blissful, and we can, and that is when we are really doing something very active. On our own, which we try to do, that is Maya, because we can't do, that's not our position at all, to independently do some things. But independence from material energy happens by being dependent on Krishna. So that's our origin. Otherwise, we become dependent on illusory energy. But by being the real way we can become independent is to become dependent completely on Krishna. Then material energy cannot touch us, or we're not tossed and turned around by Maya Devi or karma or whatever modes of material nature. So that's why we have to, and Hari, he is Supreme Lord, who takes away all the dirty things in our heart, which makes us want to lord it and dominate and enjoy. So he takes it away when we surrender and think about him and try to serve him. And we have to keep on repeatedly begging him, please let me serve you. Let me not serve Maya. Please take me out of Maya. That is for our own happiness. Otherwise, serving Maya, she's a very treacherous person who simply offers us carrot in front, and then we run after it, nice with the stick, she beats us from behind. Constantly we are doing it, and still we don't learn our lessons. And that is Maya. How many kalpas we've been doing that? Still we have not learned the lesson that Maya Devi, I don't trust her one bit. I only trust Krishna. And everything must be spoken, done, everything. Only what is inspired by Guru and Krishna. So that's why the Bhagavatam is such a fantastic book. And it keeps on increasing our knowledge and realization about the Supreme Lord, who is so unlimited and endless and so deep. Nobody can come to a conclusion about him. And that is the excitement, because he's so mysterious. You never know. Can you predict what Krishna is going to do? We can't predict. We just have to accept whatever Krishna does will be fine. That's why a devotee, even in the most confusing of such times when he doesn't know what's going to happen, still he is not disturbed, because he knows there is Krishna, Atukshaja, he'll take care. I'm just happy being his servant. Okay, Hare Krishna. I'll stop now. Any questions or comments?
Mataji, Hare Krishna, please accept my comments.
Yeah, please accept my
Mataji, this 6 associates of Suryanarayan, one of them in one of the month is the Dhritarashtra as the Gandharva in the month of Isha. So is that Dhritarashtra same as Duryodhana father?
No. That must be some other Dhritarashtra. I mean, there might be even Varuna. I don't know if it is that Varuna or another Varuna.
Okay, Mataji.
It is not Surya Narayana. I am not sure. It's very confusing, because Narayana's expansions are these.
Okay.
So I don't know. That's what. You see, it's not very clearly given here. And when I asked Banu Maharaj, who is Surya Narayana, and how does he look? Why there are no paintings of Surya Narayana? So then he said that he must be like the Paramatma in the sun god's heart, because he is only directing everything, no? And they're all his expansions. So maybe he is not visible, but he is the Paramatma. Surya Narayana is actually the controller, and they're all his expansions. 12 of them. I remember when they do this Surya Namaskar, they have to recite for each of the poses. There are 12 now in the Surya Namaskar. Each pose, before doing that, you're supposed to recite one name of the Surya Bhagwan. Anybody does Surya Namaskar? Okay, we're all die-hard Bhakti yogis. We're not Ashtanga yogis. Anyway, I saw that you have to do that. So maybe we have to check it out if it's all the sun god's names. And then we saw about
water to sun god, right, Mataji? Every day we can offer that.
What?
Hare Krishna, Mataji, pranamam. We can offer water to sun god, right, Mataji, every day?
Yeah, to the Surya Narayan. I mean, there are so many things you can do. And how many things you will do? You have to get up and chant and do Mangalarti. You better stick to that now. You can always.
Since small, our parents teach us, Mataji. So every day we do. Surya
Okay.
Namaskar.
Yeah, you can do, no problem. Just offer. Yes. When you, what?
It will take only 1 minute, Mataji.
Yeah, okay. Do that. And of course, when we see the sun god, we should offer,
Yeah.
prayers.
I mean, Mataji, mantras I think are offered to Lord Surya Bhagavan only.
Which mantra?
These Surya Namaskara mantras.
Okay. What are the names mentioned?
Om Mitraya Namaha, Om Ravaye Namaha, Om Suryaya Namaha, Om Bhavanave Namaha, Om Kagaya Namaha. Kagaya meaning salute to the one who is all pervading and one who moves through the sky. Then
no, but these are not the names of the 12 people. 12 sun gods, no?
But they have given 12 mantras for 12 poses that they have given.
Have they mentioned Varuna, Vivashwan and all?
Checking Mate. Hiranya Garbhaya Namaha. No. Then Marichaya Namaha. Om Adityaya Namaha. Om Savitre Namaha. Om Arkhaya Namaha. Om Bhaskaraya Namaha. No, Mataji.
That's what. Okay, I will ask this mystery to Bhanu Maharaj. I'll write to him and today only. And I'll ask him, please, what is the sun gods? We thought there was only one sun god. There are 12 of them. So can you please explain? I'll ask him. And who is Surya Narayana? And they are mentioned as his expansions. So are they also, do we also treat
Dwadasha Adityas, generally they say like Vivaswan also, Mataji. Vivaswan, like Aryaman, Tvashta, Savitar, Bhaga, Data, Mitra, Varuna, Amsha, Pushan, Indra and Vishnu. Means Vamana. These are generally considered as Dwadasha Adityas.
Okay, that explains. So these Adityas are the Dwadasha Adityas are the ones who are going in every month.
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji. But that Surya Namaskara Adityas are a little different names are there.
Okay. That may be for Surya Narayana, who knows? I don't know. That Surya Devs, those names.
Generally, Surya Narayana picture, picture or a deity, they have like 7 horses he's riding.
That is Surya Dev, like na?
Right? Surya Dev. That's not Surya Narayana.
Surya Dev is only riding this thing, no? Chariot.
Yeah, yes, Mataji.
So where is Surya Narayan?
Okay, he's
Mataji,
different.
Konark temple may have something. Let me find out. Konark temple, the depiction is based on that only, which is in Odisha. I'll talk to some friends and then that deity were there, but there are no deities now inside the temple. So but that's a depiction of actually the Rath where Surya rides and goes. So I do not know whether it's the Surya Devata or Surya Narayan. I'll talk to some of my friends and I'll let you know.
Okay.
That's one thing.
Mataji, when we offer water to Surya Bhagavan, we say Ida Margam Surya Narayana Maha only, Mrs. Mataji. So Surya Dev only we say na Surya Narayana, right, Mataji?
No. But Surya Narayan's expansion. Surya Dev is the expansion of Surya Narayan. That was mentioned here, no? The Lord has expanded himself into these sun gods. So Surya Narayan is different, sun god is different. Sun god we consider as a Devata, whereas Surya Narayan is Vishnu.
Mataji, when we offer, yes, Mataji, please continue.
But when we offer like a water, Mataji, every day we chant Om Surya Narayana Maha only we say, Mataji.
So that's very good. He is there. So he is there. His expansions are the sun god. So he is very much there. No, even our Brahma Gayatri, first mantra, which everybody chants, I mean, Om Bhur Bhuvasva, that's Savitur, addressed to the sun god. But it is to the Surya Narayana. Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodaya. So it is to Surya Narayana only.
Mataji, when we do the Navagraha Stotram, right, Mataji, in that when we do sun god, that is also Surya Dev only, Mataji.
Which one? Navagraha.
Navagraha. In the Navagraha,
no,
we have
Navagraha is not Surya Narayan. Navagraha is
Surya Dev only.
Yeah.
That shloka we used to recite, Mataji, in childhood, like Japa. He's the son of Kashyapa. Japa Kusma Sankasham, Kashyapiyam Mahadyutim, Tamurim Sarva Papagnam, Pranatosmi Divakaram. Divakaram means Surya Dev only, maybe.
Yes.
He's the son of Kashyapa, he's telling. Means he's Surya Dev.
Son of Kashyapa. Yeah, all the Adityas are the sons of Aditi. So,
Aditi and Kashyapa, yeah.
Yeah, Aditi and Kashyapa. So, and that includes others also, now Varuna. So Varuna is one of the sun god. Indra also is a sun god.
Even Vamana, they said, Mataji. Vamana also, one of the sun gods.
So these are the 12 Adityas probably are taking up one month. I don't know, but then there is one of the Adityas, Vayu Bhagwan, is it mentioned? No, na?
No, Mataji, no, Vayu Bhagwan.
Who are the 12 Adityas?
Vivaswan, Mataji, we all know. Aryaman. Aryaman is also one of the sun god. Tvashta.
One of the sun? No. They are all from the universe. Okay, Aryama is in charge of Pitraloka, and Tvashta, even Tvashta is a Brahmana, and then that what is that snake? No, who is the other name?
Savitar. And
no, the sun gods.
Mitra, Varuna, Amsha, Pusha, Indra, and Vishnu. Bhaga. These are actually mentioned.
Okay, but Indra is also mentioned, no?
Yes, Mataji. Indra, Varuna, Amsha, and Vishnu.
Yes. What are the names of the 12 Adityas?
These only, Mataji.
The sons of Aditi. Who are the sons of Aditi?
Who are sons of Aditi are Varuna, Parjanya, Mitra, Amsha, like Surya, Bhaga, Savitar, Vamana, Vishnu, Aryaman, Dhatri. Little different names are there in sons of Aditi is different, Dwadash Adityas are different ones. Little, maybe few names, one or two names. Here Vivaswan is not there, Mataji, Aditi's sons. Vivaswan is not there, but Surya is there. Maybe names are different, Mataji, but mostly everything is same, Mataji.
Okay.
All are same.
All right. Okay, anyway, it was nice. So,
Mataji, please find out that also, Mataji, when you write. Yesterday we discussed, right? 33 crore demigods, what Ram Gordhan Prabhu asked, right, Mataji? Like, are they types or are they full 33 crore demigods?
Okay, yes.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, sometimes it may be my ignorance or maybe not proper understanding. Like when Sud Goswami started praying, he started saying that Namo Dharmaya Mahate Namo Krishnaya Vedase. And then second verse he is praying Vishnu. And then verse number 19 is saying like the special incarnation of Lord Vishnu in each Manvantara. And then he's referring to Kurma, Matsya, Narasimha and all. But we all understand these are all the incarnation of Krishna, right? And then from Krishna, Balaram
they
came.
are incarnations of Vishnu only. All four-armed forms, na? They're all incarnations of Vishnu. I mean, Vishnu himself is incarnation, Narayana's incarnation of Krishna. So that way, they are also incarnations of Krishna, but direct incarnations of Narayana. He is the only four-armed person.
Okay, Mataji. But sometimes I think it's interchangeable, right? Sometimes we talk Krishna and then Vishnu, and we all know the position of Vishnu.
Anyway, everybody has come from Krishna.
Okay.
We can even call you as the son of Krishna, no? I mean, ourselves. We are also Krishna. We have expansions of Krishna, but we've got another father, mother, and all that.
Brindansh. Yeah, we are Brindansh actually. Okay.
So ultimately, Krishna is only the cause of all causes. I mean, expansion, everyone, even Jivatmas are Vibhinnatmas, Vibhinamshas of Krishna. All are Amshas of Krishna. And so that is why you have Amshas and direct expansions and partial expansions. Because the expansions of the expansions are called Amshas. Ultimately, Krishna is the supreme and everyone. But then one from the other, no, from Balarama, the Chaturvyuha, and from Sankarshana comes the second Chaturvyuha, and the third Chaturvyuha from which this Mahavishnu comes. So like that, and then you have all the avatars coming from, I mean, all the avatars have their abodes in the Vaikuntha planets. So many planets.
Yeah, Mataji, what happens like there are prayers for Krishna, but in between Vishnu's name also comes. So only two names are I've seen most of the time, right? Either Krishna or Vishnu. But so is that, I'm not understanding how that happens, because there are so many incarnations. So like that this Dashavatar Mataji, right? All coming from Krishna. But here it's saying all Vishnu incarnation. So I'm little confused there actually how that works, because we know the position of Vishnu and Krishna, from Krishna like Balram, and then all Mahavishnus, and then each planet there is a Vishnu. So how do I understand that?
Both are true, no? Vishnu himself is an incarnation of Krishna, and all other incarnations are expansions of Vishnu. So they're also expansions of Krishna only ultimately.
Okay. And sometimes it is like Krishna comes, Vishnu, like as you said, like sometimes Krishna comes as a Purna Purushottam Bhagavan, like this, like the Dwapar Yuga which just passed. Krishna came directly from Golok Vrindavan, but sometimes it happens that Vishnu takes the form of Krishna in some manantras.
Where Vishnu doesn't take the form of Krishna. When does he do that? Vishnu takes the form of Gaura Narayan. That may be. Instead of coming as Chaitanya, Vishnu becomes Gaura Narayan. That's all I said. Otherwise, Vishnu doesn't take the form of Krishna.
So, like one manantara, Shiva was given the in charge, right? So Shiva, from Shiva,
not
like,
one Manvantara. Is it? Yeah, correct. Not Manvantara. One
Rudra Savarnya.
Yeah, one Kalpa, I think. Or is it Manvantara?
Kalpa, sorry.
One Kalpa is Shiva's, yes.
So similarly, when the way like Krishna, Shiva came, and from there, like Krishna came in the, so what I heard is each Manvantara or each Kalpa, Krishna will not directly come from the Golok Vrindavan. It will come once in a while, right? Like last Dwapar he came.
Once in the day of Brahma he comes. In 1000 yuga cycles, only once. And that is now. Imagine, we are so fortunate. We were Vaivasvata Manu's time, the 28th year of Vaivasvata Manu, that time only once he comes. And even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is why it's so rare.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yes.
Mataji. Mataji, regarding this, just now Radhika Mataji told about the 33 crores of Devi Devatas. Do you have we have any references in Bhagavatam, Mataji? Because some from devotees may asking the references in the Bhagavatam or somewhere.
I don't know. I'll have to check. We can see in the index whether it's mentioned. Anyway, I will write to Ban Maharaj today and ask from him. He answers immediately. So you will get the reply in a day.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare
In
Krishna.
Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, chapter 22, the orbit of the planets, it's mentioned that the sun god who controls the affairs of the entire universe, especially in regard to heat, light, seasonal changes, and so on, is considered an expansion of Narayana. He represents the three Vedas, Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, and Sama, and therefore he is known as Traimaya, the form of Lord Narayana. Sometimes the sun god is also called Surya Narayana. It says, Mataji.
But sometimes he may be known that, but then he is actually
and it also says the sun god has expanded himself in 12 divisions.
Sun god. Okay, 12 divisions.
12 divisions.
And
thus he controls the 6 seasonal changes and causes winter, summer, rain, and so on. Yogis and karmis following the Varnashrama institution who practice Hatha or Ashtanga Yoga, who performs Agnihotra sacrifices, worship Surya Narayana for their own benefit. So the demigod sun is always in touch with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana. It says, Mataji.
So that is what both are being told. Sun god is sometimes known as Surya Narayana, and the sun god is always in touch with Narayana, isn't it?
Yes, Mataji, Supreme Lord.
So that is what Manu Maharaj said. It must be like Surya Narayana is existing there in the sun planet as the Paramatma in the heart of sun god.
Yes, Mataji. And it also says like he's expansion of Supreme Lord also sometimes, right, Mataji?
He is. It says, the very first sentence you said was that.
Yes.
That Narayana expanded himself as Surya Bhagwan. No.
Yes, Mataji. Yes,
so because he has Narayana in his heart, he is also called as Surya Narayan sometimes. Is it?
Yes, Mataji. He also called Surya Narayan.
And he divides himself into 12 forms.
12 forms. 12 divisions. 12 divisions. Yes, Mataji. The sun god expanded in 12 divisions.
And maybe they are nothing to do with Mitra, Varuna, Indra and all. Maybe they have those names. They're separate.
Maybe if we read, I'm reading this only summary, Mataji. Maybe if we read one text, then we will come to know, Mataji, all those things.
Okay. Read and tell us tomorrow.
Yes, Mataji. I will read, Mataji.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. We go to prayers. We pray for His Holiness Jab Tak Swami's complete recovery, good health, well-being, longevity, protection from all diseases, and speedy recovery, and also all protection for his servants. Then we pray for all Prabhupada God brothers for their good health, well-being, longevity, and protection from all diseases. Let us chant 3 times. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Then we pray for all our